So think of a moment when you stood in front of someone and you decided to tell them something very deep, something very personal. Maybe it was a fear, a failure, or it could have been a dream that you felt like they weren't going to understand. Your palms possibly got sweaty, your voice possibly trembled, and part of you wondered if you should even speak at all. That moment right there, where honesty meets risk, is called vulnerability. So many of us were taught to hide our weaknesses, to present only the polished, the perfect versions of ourselves. But here's the truth. Vulnerability is not a weakness. It is courage in its purest form. So today I want to persuade you all that being emotionally honest, being vulnerable, being willing to be vulnerable more so, is one of the greatest strengths that we can cultivate as humans. In this speech, I'll explain how vulnerability builds genuine connections, enhances personal growth, and encourages leadership and innovation. I'll start by explaining how vulnerability builds genuine connections. Vulnerability is literally the bridge between people. When we open up, we give others the permission to do the same, creating a bond that is rooted deeply in trust and authenticity. In 2008, there was a study that found that asking for help actually increases others' perception of trustworthiness because it shows like we value their input. Our brains even have this the mirror neurons basically that fire when we see someone expressing emotion, helping us empathize or just understand them on a deeper level. Self-disclosure, sharing personal truths, has been shown to make people seem warmer and more relatable. So on a personal level, think about the last time someone cried while telling you their story. Without even meaning to, you might have recalled a time you felt that exact same way. So that shared emotional experience builds a connection that small talk could never do. I apologize. But vulnerability doesn't just connect us to other people. It also connects us to ourselves, like just sparking personal growth. That brings me to our next point. That vulnerability enhances personal growth. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we are forced to confront who we really are. So this builds self-awareness, resilience, and openness to feedback. Admitting fears or uncertainties pushes us outside our comfort zone and strengthens our mental toughness. Vulnerability also allows us to receive honest feedback, something that we often resist, but we need it in order to grow. So for example, when I started working here at the courthouse, I didn't know how to operate the weapon screening machine. At first, I stayed silent, like afraid of looking incompetent. But the moment I admitted I needed help, my coworker, Jennifer, she helped me. She showed me step by step what I have to do. I learned faster, I performed better, and I earned the respect that I wouldn't have gained if I just pretend I knew it all, basically. So vulnerability doesn't just make us better as individuals or connects with other people. It literally transforms the way we lead and the way we innovate. We often imagine like leaders as people who are seen as confident, they're very decisive, and they're unshakable. But the best leaders, they know that showing vulnerability inspires trust and creativity within their team. So when leaders admit their mistakes, it creates a safe environment for others to take risks without fear of judgment. Sharing unpolished ideas encourages innovation because it shows that imperfect beginnings can lead to great breakthroughs. Let's take Satya Nadella, from the CEO of Microsoft. When he took over, he openly acknowledged that the company needed a cultural shift. So his vulnerability, admitting that changes were necessary, encouraged his employees to just think differently and take on creative risk and collaborate more openly. Microsoft's transformation into a more innovative, forward-thinking company is proof of how powerful this could really be. Being vulnerable is very powerful. So vulnerability is often misunderstood as just a fragile trait, but it's actually the most courageous form of strength. It builds authentic connections, it drives personal growth, and it fuels leadership and innovation. So the next time you feel the urge to hide your true thoughts or emotions, remember, vulnerability might just be the key to unlocking deeper relationships, greater self-awareness, and stronger leaderships. So choose to be open. Choose to be honest. Choose courage over comfort. Because when you embrace vulnerability, you don't just change how others see you. You change how you see and view yourself. Thank you for listening.